advertising industry is really at an inflection point when it comes to privacy right now. I've been in this space for almost 15 years at this point, and there's just been an enormous amount of change. The last time we really saw our industry coalesce around something, I would say it was around 2007, 2008, where the industry got together and coalesced around these self-regulatory principles for online behavioral advertising. And I think for a good amount of time, self-regulation did serve this industry fairly well, but that landscape has really changed massively. I think we're no longer in an environment where we can really purely rely on self-regulation to do what needs to happen to keep our industry thriving and vibrant. I think we are at an inflection point, whereas the industry, where we once coalesced around self-regulation, we now really need to come together and coalesce around comprehensive privacy legislation. So comprehensive privacy legislation, it's something that's been debated on Capitol Hill for years. We've already seen it evolve both in Europe with the GDPR, but not just in Europe. We've seen it involved in China. We've seen it involved in various countries in South America, et cetera. And the idea is that privacy is so important to consumers, and privacy is so important to our economy to continue to grow and to continue to thrive by how we use data, that we're really going to have to regulate how data can be collected, how it can be used, how it can be utilized at a national level, so that we don't see this bifurcation of different privacy regimes happen at the state level, which is going to make it extraordinarily difficult for companies to operate across state lines and increasingly to operate in a multinational environment. So I think when agencies look at what's going on right now, agencies are an interesting player in the space because they've got a lot of different touch points when it comes to privacy. In some respects, they're very large recipients of first-party data that they get from their clients when they're working on campaigns. Sometimes they're, buying third-party data that they buy from vendors, et cetera. So agencies have so many touch points into how they're getting data and how they're using data that I think agencies increasingly have a really strong interest in seeing one national standard for how data can be collected, how it can be used, how it can be utilized, because they're basically dealing with it with so many different touch points and from so many different vendors. They really need uniformity.